I know I sound like Michael Jordan, but my name is Quan, and this semester at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, my writing developed in ways that fundamentally changed how I understand both the writing process and my role as a writer. Through my work in English 101 with Professor Jeff Sternstein, I learned that effective writing is not simply about expressing personal opinions, but about analyzing ideas within a clear rhetorical situation that includes the author, audience, purpose, and context. Reflecting on my work across the semester reveals how my approach evolved, how my ideas became more disciplined, and how I learned to think critically about writing as a process rather than a finished product. At the beginning of the semester, I approached writing primarily from a personal perspective. I often relied on my own opinions to guide my arguments and assumed that strong writing meant clearly stating how I felt about a topic. However, Professor Sternstein helped me understand the importance of separating personal opinion from academic analysis. One of the most valuable lessons I learned was how to identify an author's intended audience and purpose, and how my job as a writer was to analyze those elements rather than insert my own beliefs. This shift challenged me, but it ultimately strengthened my writing by making it more focused, objective, and persuasive. As the semester progressed, my ideas began to evolve through our close study of authors and their arguments. Readings such as Jean Twenge Have Smartphones Destroyed a Generation, Tomas Chamorro Music's Automating Creativity, and Dana Boyd's Did Media Literacy Backfire taught me how professional writers construct arguments for specific audiences. Instead of reacting emotionally to these texts, I learned to examine how each author used evidence, tone, and structure to communicate their message. This analytical approach helped me move beyond surface-level responses and engage more deeply with the text. Another important development in my writing process was learning to see revision as critical thinking rather than correction. Early drafts often revealed gaps in my understanding of the author's argument or the rhetorical situation. Through feedback and revision, I learned to clarify my claims, strengthen my analysis, and ensure that my writing stayed grounded in the text rather than my personal reactions. This process showed me that strong writing is rarely achieved in one attempt, and that meaningful revision requires patience and reflection. Overall, this semester taught me that writing is a deliberate and thoughtful process shaped by rhetorical awareness. Professor Sternstein's instruction helped me recognize that academic writing requires discipline, careful reading, and an understanding of how ideas function within a larger conversation. The work I completed in English 101 demonstrates not only my growth as a writer, but also my ability to think critically, analyze complex arguments, and communicate effectively within an academic setting. Moving forward, I will carry these lessons with me, knowing that understanding audience, purpose, and context is essential to successful writing in any discipline.